you ready for it? It's February 26, 2022. It's the opening day of the Cobbled Classic season. It's Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, and it's still dark outside here in Gent, Belgium. But today, in the heart of Flanders, it all begins. This day should give us an idea of who's on form and who's doing what as we head on into all the big one-day races until we get all the way deep into Flanders, into Paris-Roubaix in April. We're in late February, we still have a month and a half ahead, but today's gonna be a big testing day. We have the women lining up for 130 kilometers and the men out there for 200 kilometers. Some of the big hitters are here, including Wout Van Aert, Florian Seneschal, and Sonny Colbrelli. Remember, he won that Paris-Roubaix just last year, last autumn. They're all gonna be out there fighting over the cobbled roads today. We're gonna be watching them closely. I'm gonna go out there and talk to the riders. But first, this cup of coffee, and then we're gonna get going. Okay, it may be super cold, but look at this. This is Ghent. How can you not love this? All the towers of the churches over that way too. Whoa, the famous Belfry Tower. And I'm traveling with Jacob here. He's helping me out this weekend, and he's taking me to a coffee shop as if I need another coffee. But we started early today, so we have some time to grab a coffee. Then we're gonna get down there to the sign-in to speak with the riders. So I got up here early yesterday. You get your accreditation. We get our TV accreditation right there, and get the start list. These are the sign-in times of the teams. So we're gonna check out what teams sign in at what time and organize ourselves as to which riders we're gonna speak with. One more thing, the race. Look, this is the holy Bible when you're up here in Belgian Cobbled Classic racing, because it has every twist, it has every turn in it, all the kilometer breakdowns, all the climbs, all the cobbled sectors. It's perfect. We're inside this big warehouse. This is where all the teams are parking their buses. It seems inconsequential, but on the other side is the famous Ghent 6-day velodrome, and I was just in there. The waffles are on the griddle. The beers are already pouring at 9 o'clock in the morning. You can tell the Belgians are really into their bike racing. Soon the teams will be presented, and soon all the riders will make their way right through here. We'll grab the interviews with them. The excitement is building.
And the neutral start took place. Really good conditions today.
Bam, that's it. The riders just took off 200 kilometers going down the road. We saw Sonny Colbrelli up there speak with Greg Van Avermaet. All the riders are here under the sunshine. We can't complain. A cold morning, cold start to the day. It's sunny now, but the riders, they're in for a hell of a fight out there over the cobblestones, over the climbs, and 200 kilometers later, we're gonna catch up with them in Ninove after they do the Kapel Mur, after they do the Bosberg. Oh, it's a lot to take in, but I think we need to find some food. Look at this. It wasn't the first choice. I wanted ramen, but hey, in Belgium, they have sandwich shops everywhere. They love their sandwich shops. And wouldn't you guess it, I got the Italian sandwich mozzarella. Bye, dankjewel.
But there's nobody else in sight because Wout Van Aert has blown the peloton away on day one.
It's the opening week, and this is when all the cobbled racing starts. It kicks off a season of one-day races from here all the way until Liège-Bastogne-Liège. The riders are fighting. They're one-day races, much different than the stage races that have kicked off the season. We've had multiple different stage races, but this is the first big one-day race of the season, a World Tour ranked race. Now, a lot of riders say you get a lot of indicators out of this race that will apply for the next races to come, and many of these teams are testing the systems. We heard that this morning from Thomas Pidcock, how that group will gel with Magnus Sheffield, and we're seeing it too with new teams like Israel Startup Nation and their new riders in the mix like Hugo Hoel. And that'll also be the case with Peter Sagan and his Total Energy team, a whole new setup, and for Wout Van Aert, the star, because in that team they brought in several new riders like Tiesj Benoot. So all these teams, today's a test for the riders themselves, but it's also a test for all the mechanisms as they push forward in this spring campaign.
It's now Benoot who takes over. This is a huge moment. And now Wout Van Aert makes his first big pedal strokes at the front of the race. Wout Van Aert lets the wheel go. Oh, wow! Well, well, well. Wout Van Aert makes his move. Hill 13 of 13. And Wout Van Aert is really giving his all now. And Wout Van Aert. Victory for Jumbo-Visma.
Did you see that? Right there, that's the finishing straight. Beautiful day of racing. We learned quite a bit today. Wout Van Aert soloing down this finishing straight. We also saw Annemiek van Vleuten hold off Demi Vollering in the women's race. Oh, what a beautiful day of racing. Great to see Jumbo-Visma is back at it, and they're supercharged because you think they brought in more riders for this 2022 season to support Wout Van Aert, and it worked because that guy, Tiesj Benoot, he's the one who paved the way for Wout Van Aert's victory. And what we learned is that they've really put in the efforts to try to step up and help Wout Van Aert for 2022 in the Cobble Classics campaign. And bam, he wins the first race of his road season. This is the first rider in 42 years to race his first race of the season and win it here at the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. So chapeau to Wout Van Aert. What else did we learn? Team Quick-Step, they're not on their game. They totally missed out on the move today. We also learned they start to really pack up the finishing straight as soon as after a race ends. This is it. This is where the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad finished today. Big day of racing. Ineos Grenadiers showed strong too. Thomas Pidcock, his wheels are rolling. He's going well into the 2022 new year. So too is Bahrain Victorious with Sonny Colbrelli, with Matej Morohic, and those riders are in shape, doing well. Quick-Step's gonna have to go back to the drawing boards because they're supposed to be the dominant team in the Cobble Classes. They've done so for years with Tom Boonen, all the big guns, Johan Museo, so they really need to shape things up if we're gonna see those guys winning as they always do year after year. But wow, Wout Van Aert here in Ninove, wrapping up a great day, and with the sun going down, the chills coming back over Belgium, and I gotta get out of here.